want it, you got it. Reality radio done right. No nonsense, real and raw, just like you like it.
He's corrupt, he's inexperienced, and he lies.
Broadcasting from a broom closet in the Arizona Lotus Studios, it's Beef Vegan Presents.
Yo, welcome back to the show. It's Beef Vegan Presents live on Rock 102.1 KFMA, streaming worldwide at KFMA.com on this beautiful Thursday, June 26th. Good morning, Emil.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning, Tucson. I hope you guys are doing all right out there. It's a dangerous place that we live in, huh? Did you have a detour on the way into work today?
Well, I saw it. I thought you did because you live kind of close to me. You live like a few blocks north of me.
I live Speedway in Alvernon, so, fireworks happen every night over in that hood.
Yeah, cruising down because I get up and I'm like, why is this helicopter just like floating around? It was kind of like making me mad.
Yeah.
And I got on the internet and found out that there was like a officer involved, like somebody was shooting at a cop, I guess, off of like Fairmount west of Swan. So I'm like, oh, okay. That's what I saw. There was a ton of police like cars out in the intersection blocking off like a whole block. So I figured.
Yeah. So I'm sure you're going to get that in a traffic report if they figure that out. But yeah, it's crazy out here in the Wild West here. We've been having a lot of those kind of things. And you think if it's dangerous just in Midtown and all Tucson, no, it's dangerous all over. Even up in Oro Valley, they have, their own kind of dangers. Yeah, it's not tweakers with guns per se, but bears.
I'll take it. I'd rather take the bears.
Yeah, you see that? There's another bear sighting happening in Oro Valley. So yeah, if you guys feel like, it's nice and comfortable up in Oro Valley, you might get ate by a bear. Yeah, sure. We walk down Speedway. We might have our face ate by someone on bath salts, but it's not a bear, So, yeah, pick your poison.
They might think they're a bear.
Yes, they might. We have a great show lined up for you today. Going to be giving away tickets for Volbeat a little bit later on. Yesterday was the NBA draft. Looks like the Suns got themselves a big man, 7'2" player from Duke University. So two players from Duke.
Like a literal big man.
Yeah, literal big man. Yeah, from Sedan. He was playing basketball at the age 13. He only did 1 year at Duke. Averaged about like 9 points and like 7 rebounds a game. But yeah, 7'2". And that was the Houston Rockets trade because we traded Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
And hopefully we have some big guys. We had 2 centers yesterday that were drafted to the team. And then hopefully with them in the middle and, of course, Devin Booker and Beal and some guards on the outside, the Phoenix Suns might be able to break 500 this season. So
yeah, we'll see.
Fingers crossed. Yeah. In other sports news, what's the deal with this heckler at the Arizona Diamondbacks game?
Yeah, so they were playing Chicago White Sox. This was a couple nights ago, and the second baseman, his name's Kettle Mart.
Okay.
I think I'm probably mispronouncing it, but he was being heckled during the game by one of the White Sox fans. I guess the second baseman from the Diamondbacks, his mother passed away in a car crash. And this was years ago, back in like 2017. He's Dominican.
Yeah, but still.
But you don't do that anyway. I mean, I get heckling to a certain extent. I like to go to the games just to have fun. I don't understand why people do this, but he was just like relentless about this to the point where this guy was like in tears about it. They had to get, I think the manager from the Diamondbacks got onto the field, went out there, kind of gave him a hug, like, hey, it's all right. They kicked this dude out of the game, obviously, the heckler.
Yeah.
And my mom just texted me saying that this guy, that the heckler has been banned from all Major League Baseball parks.
Yeah, good.
Which, yeah, right? Like, do that.
Yeah, I mean, it's one thing to, like razz the other team, say, you suck, you're blind,
right.
That kind of stuff.
But making it personal like that, getting to like really like some psychological stuff.
Right.
Yeah, it's uncalled
over a baseball game too.
Right.
So yeah, good riddance. Yeah. So I mean, and unfortunately, I think that's internet troll culture. Take it to the extreme. Be like, hey, and he's not even behind a keyboard. I will give him credit that at least he was saying it face to face, stuff that would be said online if you're like getting trolled by an anonymous account.
Right.
But usually you don't hear that vile stuff unless it's from some sort of an anonymous source.
Right.
And then you can just blow it off. Like, whatever, you're just,
keyboard warrior.
Yeah. This guy's making eye contact with them. and then talking about his like beloved late mom. Yeah, I'm surprised that they didn't allow him just to rush into the stands and beat that dude's ass.
I hope that the fans took care of it afterwards.
Right. I'm surprised the fans didn't step in too. I mean, it was our player that was getting
heckled, but they were out in Chicago. So I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, Chicago's rough.
It's rough,
yeah. So, all right. Well, a lot of stuff happening in the sports world, a lot of things happening in the world in general, but we're going to make fun of all of it. We got your Morning Moron coming up after music from Bad Omens. And we got our phone lines open if you want to give us a shout. Again, tickets today for Volbeat. That's going to be happening at 7:10 this morning. Also, we're going to give you an opportunity to go fly yourself to the Florida Keys. So keep listening for that keyword so you could automatically qualify for that trip.
Yeah, you could be a Florida man yourself.
You could. And Florida Keys still counts as a
it's
Florida man.
There, yeah.
Yeah. So if you go there, get blackout drunk and arrested with no pants, then we will make fun of you and then claim you as our own. Be like, that was because of us.
We did it.
But if you're afraid of becoming a Florida man, you could opt out and take $3,000 cash. So that's an option as well. So it's going to be a lot of fun today. Stick around. Kicking off with Cypress Hill. Here's Insane in the Brain. A Rock 102.1 KFMA. You know the name of the show. Let's go. It is a radio.
Omens
on Rock 102.1 KFMA, the Death Peace of Mind. It's now 6:13 and time for your Morning Moron. And you look so short on that camera right now, Sarah.
Right, man.
So, welcome everybody. We're live on the podcast broadcast. Good morning. We're going to be on the air and give you a little.
Yeah, it's fun to do with a kid. All right,
it's not fun to do. Joining us job in this scenario, Sarah. There's someone who lost their job because on Instagram. They did not necessarily follow the rules of following her for quite some time because you post a lot of. You asked someone to pull your finger and pull the finger, around in the scene, like some foodie scene, but also like demand, right. Mom when on the street, Sarah has finger, but if they don't pull the finger, the same age as yours. Yeah, right. Exactly, right. So that's the general rule. Yeah. So apparently, exactly. So like police officer named Wayne Sampson, he broke that rule. He's of the Met Police in the UK, and now it could cost him his job because it definitely gives like a disciplinary hearing. It was alleged that Officer Sampson asked the female cohort, where did you come up with the moniker Second Hand, Sarah? What's your gimmick? You like thrifting and all that?
Yes, I'm very into thrifting, but it's going to be a funny story. I actually love anything vintage, so I actually got it from Barbra Streisand. She has a Secondhand Sally, and so I kind of like played off that. I was like, well, I could be Secondhand Sara. Like,
yeah. It's funny that you mentioned Barbra Streisand because I was just reading a piece on her yesterday.
Tell me about this segue you're going to do right now. It's so funny. I've been waiting to talk about Barbra Streisand.
Yeah, I had this on deck, but they're going to make another sequel to Meet the Fockers, right?
Okay.
And
another sequel.
So, they're going to bring it back, run it back one more time. Of course, the original Ben Stiller, Robert De Niro, and then Barbra Streisand and Dustin Hoffman were in 2 and 3, I think. So they're going to make a 4. And, Barbra Streisand first is holding out because she didn't get paid as much as everybody else. And then she went on to say, she went on to add to that and saying, you know what, on top of not getting paid as much, I'm just lazy. I don't want to do anything.
Honestly, I like that better. It's like, be real about it.
Yeah.
You're older.
Real.
Yeah. She's like, I'm done working. And, I just kind of hang out and, and I don't really want to have like a schedule, so
she doesn't need it.
No.
I feel like this is going to be like, okay, AI's there for you too. We can have an AI Streisand at some point.
Wow.
That's the future.
Yeah, it is. And so the Meet the Fockers, I think the third one, Ben Stiller and De Niro both got paid $20 million. Dustin Hoffman got paid 7.5, and then Barbra Streisand got paid 7.
Okay.
So 500,000 less than Dustin Hoffman, and she was a little offended by that.
Yeah.
So, but now, she's just lazy. And yes, I understand that I accidentally played a clip with Morning Moron while trying to show off the Instagram. I appreciate you guys on it. All right, we're gonna do a little tease here. I'll tell you what. Have you ever went down the rabbit hole of Barbra Streisand as like a young Barbra Streisand?
There's a rabbit hole.
Oh yeah.
Is this like an interesting one, or is it just like
she was gorgeous and
totally
crazy talented.
Yeah.
Like I was visiting my aunt and uncle in San Francisco, and then they wanted this on my Spotify and pulling up videos and stuff. And honestly, after watching like an hour of that, I got the bug. I was like, okay.
You a fan now?
Yeah. Well, if I was in, if it was like early 60s.
Prince of Tides and stuff.
Okay, maybe twice. All right.
It's all right.
Yeah. All right, I got a list of remote workers and stuff, some just radio fodder. Oh, and I got a Karen, a guy who got arrested on an airplane wearing a Garfield shirt. Rock 1 2.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. That was Sleep Theory here. We got music on the way from Kill Switch Engage, but we're live on the podcast broadcast. Emil and Sarah is joining us on the podcast broadcast stream. I'm going to show you a video who, a man who embodied the cartoon character Garfield. Maybe he was having a case of the Mondays, but he got kicked off of a plane for being too fat and demanding an aisle seat. And it was kind of hilarious.
No lasagna on the flight? I'm out of here.
Right? Also, a lot of people work remotely and they have the luxury of moving anywhere, right? Well, there are cities and states out there that will pay you to move there.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah, I know you were kind of thinking about that. So I'm going to give you a breakdown list of that when we return after Kill Switch Engages, I Believe, from Rock 1 2.1 KFMA. You could join us on the podcast broadcast, youtube.com/beefvegan. All right, clear. And now we're back on the podcast. Cool. Yeah. So we're just easing things in. When Sarah came in, I was rapping with or kind of yelling with a sales rep about some stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
are you out there yelling at salespeople?
Well, I'm yelling at her, yelling
with her.
Yeah, because I wasn't angry at her, but I was yelling about that thing that I can't even talk about.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, so I like being vague. Let me pull up this video real quick.
Is it the Garfield one?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so yeah, this guy is crazy. So the deal was, this is just like the Karen of the day, I guess. And of course, Karen, Darren, whatever you want to call it. It's a dude. He was demanding an aisle seat and his whole argument was because he's fat, which is not a great argument, right? But
no, I mean, it's still like space.
Yeah,
people need to get by. So
completely understandable. But the way that he reacted, not good. And I got viral video of this, and that I'll share with you right now. An overweight tourist was dragged out of a plane.
They have cool berets. It's the way to look.
Yeah. It looks official.
To enforce some stuff.
And then Big Baby had to be dragged. And the shirt is the funny part.
You see the bare midriff and everything, too.
Oh, yeah.
Sends it home.
Garfield.
Mm-hmm. And he's filming. Everyone else is filming, too. It's
Might as well.
When you said apologize is the first thing I did. Don't forget that.
Yeah, looking like a cat being dragged.
Yeah, looking like Garfield.
Yeah,
it's spirit animal. And there's pictures here, and we'll give you an example of a couple other Karens too, which is kind of messed up. I know it doesn't stop.
People dragging people.
Yep. All right, so everyone has their phones, right? So look at this. So this guy's, of course, being dragged out. You kind of see his face, but kind of not. There's a better shot of his Garfield thing, grab him by the belt. But then they'll show other Karen scenarios of, like, this was one of
I
an
watched
entitled.
that one, man. She was going nuts, wasn't she?
Yes, but notice again, like, instead of people intervening, you see them just holding cameras. Everyone's like
That's
behind
the
it.
issue, man.
I
Nobody
know.
wants to do anything. Everybody wants to be internet.
And here's another
Like
scenario. And like, you won't find a situation where someone's freaking out on an airplane where somebody's in the background of a photograph, taking a picture. So that means multiple cameras, which is kind of just, it's a bummer, but there's your Karen video of the day. There you go. All right, let's get onto our list here. Got about 15 seconds, and then we want to go down the rabbit hole of some of the stuff that you've been posting, Sarah.
All right, sounds good.
Yeah.
What cities are you wanting to live in if they paid you?
Yeah, get close to the mic. Say it into the mic.
I don't know. Any good city, I guess.
Any
good city with some water and some green, where I won't die when I go outside because of the sun.
Oh, that's very rare.
Rock 1 2.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. Yeah, so Sarah just asked Emil, what cities would you be willing to move to? Because your wife has the freedom of being able to work everywhere, right?
Kind of. Maybe. Yeah, it's like a specialized group of people that it's like clientele. So it's like building that clientele again.
Right. Okay. Well, a lot of people out there have the luxury of, working from home and remotely. Right. So, there was obviously a mass exodus of places during COVID. And now, there's a lot of places out there of towns and cities that are kind of underpopulated. So
Right.
they're willing to pay people to move there. So if you were thinking about getting a change of scenery, you have the luxury of working remotely. Well, there's some U.S. cities and states that will pay you to move there.
I have no interest to go to Detroit. I'm just saying.
Detroit's on the list, thankfully, right?
It's like, hey, come to Baltimore.
What about West Virginia? You ever thought about moving to West
actually,
Virginia?
I have, just because I like the mountains and I like the forest.
There you go. Well, so a move to one of their designated communities could score remote workers a $12,000 payday, along with a free outdoor recreation package as part of their Ascend West Virginia program.
Okay,
So, West Virginia is offering, saying, hey, come hang out with us.
$12,000. That's
$12,000.
You live like a king in West Virginia.
Right,
There's
exactly.
a lot of meth in West Virginia for
Tons.
$12,000.
Yes. Tulsa, Oklahoma. Speaking of meth, the Tulsa remote program offers remote workers $10,000 in rental cash or a down payment on a home.
Okay, see, the down payment is a plus.
Yes.
Because that's expensive. And I mean, yeah, but
There's
Tulsa.
nothing in Oklahoma.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's,
Yeah.
Sorry,
Uh,
Tulsa.
Nothing yet, but if you go there, you could, be the start
Yeah.
of something, every community starts somewhere.
I like that.
Yeah. I've watched, scenes kind of sprout out of nothing.
Mhm.
So I don't know. Topeka, Kansas. I know a lot of these places don't sound like very appealing, and that's why they're like, please,
Yeah.
we'll pay you to be here.
Do you like tornadoes?
The Topeka, Kansas has Choose Topeka as a program that will provide $10,000 for rent or $15,000 for a home if your employer participates in the Go Topeka Employee Transfer Program.
Okay.
So that's a possibility to go to Kansas. Baltimore, Maryland. Okay, he's out.
Hard pass.
So
I'm good.
they got to be careful of their wording here. They say buying into Baltimore could offer you a shot at $5,000 in down payment closing costs.
I love it. Hey, you guys, your PR team, maybe work on that.
Yeah. Let's take shot and anything involving, bleeding out profusely out of the verbiage.
Yeah.
All right, Hamilton, Ohio.
Okay.
Sounds like a nice town.
Ohio.
They have their reverse scholarship program that offers up to $15,000 for those who graduated from a STEAM program in the last 7 years,
Okay.
which is science, technology, engineering, and arts or mathematics. So,
Yeah.
if you got a big brain, you graduated from that, they'll give you a reverse scholarship, pay you for that. Right. So that's pretty good. In Alaska, Ketchikan.
Ketchikan.
Okay. Have you heard of Ketchikan?
No, but I've been to Alaska and I thought it was pretty cool.
Okay. Well, yeah. So, I know a lot of people go there for the outdoors, but, it gets cold when you want to stay indoors, surf the internet. They'll offer free internet for 3 months and up to $2,000 after you live there for a year. So
That's not doing it for me.
all right. Well,
I don't know, maybe.
final offer here of cities and states that will pay you to move there. Newton, Iowa. Newton, Iowa has the housing initiative, which would give $10,000 in cash to new residents buying a home valued at $240,000 or more.
Okay. That could be it. I mean, there's a lot of people looking for homes, and I get it. We have a weird crisis going on. So this could actually be like a revitalization for some of these cities
Oh yeah,
and a growth, like you were even saying about Tulsa, and could give somebody like an opportunity that maybe is just starting out. They have no career, ahead of them possibly, and they want something.
yeah, maybe. I don't know if they want homeless people to these places. You kind of want to have a job kind of set in stone. So
Right.
you're bringing money in, but for $240,000 in Newton, Iowa, you can get a mansion or a triple decker trailer.
Right.
So
A lot of corn too.
lots of corn.
Lots of corn.
I mean, the fact that they didn't throw in all you can eat corn is a little disappointing.
It just comes with it. Okay.
okay.
You're in a 5-acre field anyway.
Yeah, you just walk out back.
Yeah.
Yeah, grab a husk.
Yep.
Okay, fair enough. So there you go. You got some freedom of options and stuff if you're working remotely and you want to travel somewhere else and live somewhere else. So West Virginia probably looks the best in that
I
scenario.
would say so too. Actually, Alaska's not so bad. 3 months of internet for free. Hey, okay.
Yeah, no. I mean, you're talking what? That's like $200.
Yeah, I know, right? Fighting grizzlies.
All right. Well, we're going to keep the conversation moving on the podcast broadcast. Music on the way from Ozzy and the BC Boys and Rock 102.1 KFMA. Clear. All right. So if you could move anywhere in the United States, if you had all the resources in the world, right, beyond Tucson and Arizona, where would it be? I'll start with you, Sarah.
I don't know the city, but I definitely know the state. It'd definitely be somewhere in Oregon or Washington, somewhere where I could be inside, but also, explore the outside without being super, humid or like super dry. Like
Good
here.
weather.
Yeah,
It's
good
like
weather.
perfect
Good weather. Yeah,
That
perfect.
Goldilocks zone.
Yes.
I think the culture, like in Portland and Tucson, are very similar as well.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So what about you?
Oh, that's a hard one. I would probably say I really like Tennessee.
Okay.
Yeah, I really
Have
like
you been in Tennessee?
No, but I have a lot of family there. I actually have a family like cemetery there from the Revolutionary War to there too. I've always wanted to go visit, and I like the up and coming. I mean, they have a good music scene, especially with like old country and new indie and stuff like that. It's a nice
Nashville.
part of the country. You know, you got like the weather's not the greatest. You get a little bit of humidity, but it's not like as bad as like some of the other states.
Yeah.
So I would say maybe like Tennessee.
I do have a lot of friends that moved to Tennessee, Nashville in
Yeah.
particular. And you do have the frame of someone that lived in the 1800s.
Oh,
right?
hey,
Yeah,
then
yeah.
I'm all right. I'll fit right in.
Yeah. All right. So
Get a reenactment job.
yeah, same question to our streamers here. If you can move anywhere, Patrick said he'd move back to California. He missed it. Brian said Montana. Montana
choice.
would be nice.
Montana,
too.
yeah,
My
for
God.
sure.
That is
Yeah.
a good one.
Yeah. All right. And let's see. Liz said, I moved here from New York City to here, and I picked here to live and laughed.
Honestly, Arizona's pretty sweet. I would actually move north if I could. I'd actually move back to Bisbee if I could. If I really could.
That's
It's just
the
too expensive right now.
Third time you said that today.
I know.
this
I'm
morning
I'm going
off
there
air.
later today after that. I'm like, oh, my mind's going. But like maybe even like Flagstaff area or Show area would be cool.
Right. Yeah.
I like Arizona.
Dub said, well, Redbeard said Indiana. Dub said somewhere cold where it rains a lot. Which Seattle, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I got friends in Seattle too. A lot of these places I've never even visited, right? And so what about Sedona? Would you live in Sedona?
Yeah, maybe.
I'll tell you why you shouldn't. It's just too small, dude. It's one strip of
It is,
businesses.
though. It is.
I didn't know that.
It's a good like retirement place.
Right.
And if you're going to open up like a tourist destination spot, then yeah. But you do have like cool places around you. Flagstaff up the road.
Yeah.
And, you know, if you have to go to a big city, you got Phoenix down the way. So.
Right. Yeah. I lived in Flagstaff for a while, but then I had to get out of there because you could feel it's like Groundhog's Day, right? You could feel the city shrinking on you. And so and I worked downtown and I would walk, downtown the streets, you would see the same faces like every day.
Right.
And it got bad where you're just like, it just felt uncomfortable.
Claustrophobic.
A little bit,
Yeah.
right? And this just it was too repetitive. And then you would try to avoid people, that you knew you were going to see if you walked down the street at 3:00 on a Friday. So, that's
That's also very Tucson too.
Yeah.
kind of, yeah. Who do you bump into a lot then? I mean, you're always out and about, Sarah.
I'm a Saguaro, graduate. I was graduating.
Okay. So you're born and
2008.
raised in Tucson?
No, I'm
Okay.
actually from Chicago. Well, a suburb of Chicago. I
Okay.
just say Chicago because it's like blatant, It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
saying Tucson.
That's
So-
good because we're friends with Rocco from Rocco's Little Chicago.
Nice.
And
Oh,
if you
cool.
say, Chicago and
Yeah.
then claim a suburb, he'll
Okay.
escort you out.
I can name several.
Yeah. He's just like, that's not Chicago. That's a suburb.
Well,
He said,
30 minutes is pretty close.
That's true.
It's pretty close.
Yeah.
So.
And so you lived out here and then went to high school out here.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
My stepdad created a business out here.
Nice.
And so I've just didn't want to leave. I really love it out here. It's very community, very you still run into the people that you went to high school with, but I mean, it's Tucson so big that you could live east side and not see someone, all the way in the north side. So.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I have an ex I live a mile from. I haven't seen her, and since we broke up, which is good.
He's looking at pictures.
Yeah,
right now.
as
He's
he
like,
I
pulls
miss
out
her
his
so
phone.
much.
I just hold on, guys.
Yeah, no. All right, no, I'm just kidding. All right, let me pull up this Instagram page.
But it
I'm
has grown too. So yeah, that separation
Mhm.
has become more prevalent.
Yes.
At least in like the 20 years that I've lived here. It's just like, yeah, I wouldn't see those people anymore that I used to run into.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you run all the time. Well,
Yeah,
I
I
mean, I
used
was, Tucson's the only city that hasn't grown in population and since pandemic. Every other city in Arizona has. Yeah,
that's
Tucson's the only one.
We've grown. I think
No.
it was like we've gained. I think it was like 200,000 people since 2020.
Nope.
It's a debate.
Yeah.
Have we grown or
Census.
have we not grown?
We'll pull up the census before we do. Let's.
You could just drive
post
through the
videos.
city and see that we've grown.
Yeah, honestly. I mean,
It's the angle that you're looking at the city.
Like, am I just like have to look at it like this?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
Beef was
looking
right.
down, it looks a lot bigger, but
Okay.
yeah. All right, so see,
Oh,
you
there's
had
my
trains. Yeah, this is your post. This is Sarah's page, Second Hand Sara. Then it's dots in between. Make sure you follow her because she got a bunch of followers, and this is her description: kids clothing swap post. You do that way. You have one on the 23rd.
It
Was that-
happened. It already
had one.
happened. So I meant to update it. Sorry, guys.
Oh, that's all good. You're a partner of Explore Tucson Attractions and the Play District,
Yep.
and ambassador of Tucson Foodie
And Tucson Doobie.
and Tucson Doobie.
I just added that. I haven't updated, guys. I'm so sorry.
We'll update
I
that
know,
shit.
I know.
Did you do the cannabis dinner? Or was that yesterday, or is that coming up?
It's coming up very, very soon.
gonna
I
have to
don't
do
have,
this.
have the date. I'm really bad with dates. That's why I plug everything on my profile. But
Right.
yeah, the Sony dinner is coming up soon.
Here, I'm gonna pull. This is the
It's
trains.
very yummy, guys. I've actually been to. I won tickets to one, and it is amazing.
I know. I was at the one at Dante's Fire.
Ooh.
Yes, and I waited out. Like I got so high that I whited out for a little bit, which you just see nothing but white.
Oh.
I'm sure I terrified the girl sitting across from me, who I did not know. But there was a good like minute or two, which felt like an eternity, that I was just like, uh-oh, I'm gonna pass out. I can't see. And then the sweat came over me and I came back and I was like,
I did that a couple weeks ago in San Diego. It's not fun.
no, not
No,
fun.
it's
Not
not
fun
fun.
at all. Especially when you're sitting in a room with a bunch of people you don't really know.
Yeah, right.
But the food was delicious. And when I came to, it was amazing.
Yeah.
Right. And of course the whole journey leading up to that. Did you know there's trains at the Tucson Botanical Garden? Have you seen that?
They just put them there.
Trains.
Look
Yeah.
at that. Look
like
at
little
the screen.
trains.
Little miniature
Oh,
trains.
cool. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're a train enthusiast, you
My
would be-
daughter's, my 3-year-old,
hyped.
it's all about Thomas.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
dude.
bring her.
She
And
would
it's-
love that.
It's
Dude.
pretty dead there. I went there yesterday. The video, posted yesterday. And it was just me and my.
And is
me
this
my
just like
kid.
all over the place with the trains,
No,
or is
it's
it just like
a
a little area? Okay.
It's like right in the front, but
Cool.
near the guest, services.
Yeah,
So
look how big that the
it's-
trains are though
it's
too.
I want to go
fun.
now, though.
it's really cool there because it's like 20 degrees less cool.
Right,
cooler
all the
there.
shade
Yeah,
and-
all the shade.
Okay, yeah.
All the
So it does
fauna.
feel cooler there, huh?
Yeah, it
Okay.
really does. And you can kind of hang out there, and then they have a wonderful restaurant there. As my Tucson foodie, plug would be Edna's Eatery is really yummy.
Right. That's the one on Avalon, right?
Yeah, on
Okay.
Alvernon. Yep.
Yeah,
mhm.
that's right by my house.
Yep. And then there's me again at the said restaurant.
Okay, this is Edna's.
Yes.
Okay.
So, my kid wanted to lay down and do the clock dance from, the clown that do the clown. And
Uh-huh.
she was like, let me just do that. I'm like, yep, let me eat while you do that.
Yeah.
So,
That's perfect. Yeah, and then what here? You just doing other things.
yeah. I mean, we have Just Between Friends coming to town. It's like a resale shop that comes twice a year, and you can sell your kids' items there, and you can buy kids' items there, resale and new. You can check out the flyer on my page. I've been a part of them and their team, Just Between Friends, for like 5 years now. So
Nice.
I really love working with them.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah, and I find local thrift stores. I call them honey holes, where it's like no one really goes there. Everyone kind of goes to Goodwill.
Right.
So it's like more and more those places are closing, and I'm just like, you have to support those because those are the real cheap.
Yeah, that's
like,
where you're gonna
you
find the
can-
gems and the best
Yeah.
deals.
Mhm.
Okay, so what's this one?
So my friend in Florida, she actually remakes bottle caps, and I sent her a whole stack from Tucson,
Yeah.
and then she sent me the stack back. So I am giving away 2 pairs on my page right
Oh,
now.
that's awesome.
If you're a Tucson local, there's not a lot of people entered, so the chance of winning is really high.
There you go. Well, we had some women on the stream here and stuff. Like, look how cool these earrings look. You want some
Yes.
Topo Chico earrings, and make sure you
Yeah.
follow Sarah on her Instagram and then comment on that post, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, that's all you have to do. Follow me, follow Ashley. She's in Florida. So, but I mean, most of the bottle caps that I have sent her are from Tucson, collected around town at local restaurants that I've just kept, or DoorDash bottles,
Right. And Anessa, it's second.hand.sara. That's what it is.
Yes.
So there
Thanks
you
for that
go.
plug.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. All right. I'm going to pull up this Tucson Doobie thing real quick. 'cause,
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that.
This infused dinner. And I know you're not like full blown stoner right now, Emil, but you do like good food.
I'll
right?
pump the brakes a little bit right now, but I do. Yeah, I appreciate all the above.
Yeah. So this is different because you don't necessarily get high off the food. A little bit. It's kind of edible-ish. But
Mhm.
you know what really got me to white out was the smoke break in between.
Yes, they
Yeah,
love
like the
smoke
bong hits
break.
in between,
Yes, the appetizer and
Yeah.
thing, and I'm just like, and me, I'm always like, I got a stoner reputation, so people are like, "Come on, yeah, I know you want to
need
hit
this.
this."
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and I can't say no, and it always bites me in the ass, as we know. But this dinner here is going to be, we got Chef Javier from Cowpig, who's a friend of the show, and Chef Thomas Castro. So both of them are from Cowpig, and this is, let's see, where's this going to be at then?
I'm trying to. The location is blanking me right now. I'm so sorry, guys.
Let's see. That's right. I mean, it says it right here. A central location close to U of A. I guess it might be at their Cowpig.
I think sometimes they just send it out to people who are coming, so it's like very low key.
Oh,
So
wow.
it's very,
Okay.
it's not broadcasted.
A little bit more exclusive for
Yeah,
these people.
I believe, so it's not like, because you do the smoke breaks, and I don't know how, that is.
Yeah,
that goes.
I get it. Let's see. Infused munchie mixed salad, infused melons, cucumber, pickle red onion, peanut chili powder, and while balsamic, fresh, juicy, microdose with flavor. They got oyster trip with crispy fried oyster mushrooms, potato haystack, Cowpig sauce infused with Buffy sauce magic, right? A
The
savory
Buffy sauce
ride
is
with
good.
crispy highs and saucy lows. I'm already getting high just reading this.
Yeah.
The fish and fen, so hot Cheeto crusted fish, calabacitas, and a chitapine. That's going to be nice. And then lamb lamb medallions, creamy grits, a garden fresh harvest. And with a corn creme brulee for dessert. And it's all of it is infused.
And you really can't taste it. You can't. It's not. Like there's
See,
there's some edibles that you can like. Oh, I taste.
Because it does have it does have a pretty potent taste. I mean, at least like every time I've ever cooked with it or baked with it, it was just like mostly cookies and baked goods. But you're just like overpowering, I would
Right.
say.
Mhm.
That's cool that they've kind of like worked it in.
Yeah,
And it's
they-
like a slight buzz you get off of it, or
Body high.
body
each
high. Okay.
Course, with each course, more
So
and
by
more.
the end, you're kind of feeling pretty good.
I
or-
had to Uber home.
Good.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
at
yeah,
least you're
yeah.
being responsible. I just had dinner. I can't drive.
Yeah. I was like a block away from my house, and I'm just like, Uber, I'll walk
Nice.
back.
Yeah.
Todd said he could take this challenge, and you're absolutely right. You could, Todd, and it's amongst like-minded people. You would meet a lot of really cool people
Yeah.
amongst the Tucson doobie community. I do love these infused dinner
They're
series.
really cool. You meet so many cool people, and you're sitting across from people that you've never met. It's very like community style, and the vibe is just different.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. All right, so we're gonna talk about. Let's see, you got some events that you know about that's happening this weekend.
Oh, not off the top of my head. Let me think about it, and I will get back to you.
All right, I'll pull some up, and then Emil has some as well that I know that we pre-recorded for Friday, but that's later. So let's do some of that. All right.
Okay.
I completely erased all those notes.
Oh, never mind.
No,
All
I
right.
can see let's see if my non-smoking
Rock
has
on
made my
2.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beefy Presents. We're hanging out here with Second Hand Sara on Instagram. She's giving away these awesome earrings right now. All you have to do is follow her page, second.hand.sara, and comment below. These are basically bottle caps upcycled by her friend Ashley, and turned into amazing stylish earrings like the Topo Chico ones.
Yeah.
If I rocked earrings, Sarah, I'd rock those.
All right.
But I don't, I know.
So you pull it off. Kind of a Mr. T thing.
Yeah, I mean, I'd maybe in one ear. I bring back the one ear style,
right.
like early '90s kind of, not like Boy George, but more
Okay.
Donnie from New Kids on the Block, bad boy kind of
Okay.
thing.
Maybe she'll make some bolos. I can get her to make some bolos.
Hey, there we
you
go.
know,
I'd rock a
some
bolo.
cufflinks.
Cuff. I mean, look, I'll be honest with you, Sarah. I'm a radio guy, so I'm just wearing a backwards
Just
hat and
thinking, dude.
T-shirt,
He's just a regular guy.
Just thinking dude
360
things.
days out of the year. So anything that goes with a T-shirt would be good.
All right.
Yeah. Maybe a button. I'll take a button.
Button.
Yeah. I don't even know. So, but we're here live on the podcast broadcast. Let's see. There's police on the lookout for Scooby-Doo. and this is a real crime thing. In fact, actually, I got some photos for you. It looks like Scooby-Doo robbed I think a gas station. Yes. Roll. Yeah. Give me all these impersonations of Scooby-Doo.
Yes.
Okay.
It's better than I thought it was going to be.
Yes. Okay.
We started.
So the mystery machine might be headed to Duncanville, Alabama, because someone robbed a Quick Stop convenience store last weekend wearing a full Scooby-Doo costume. And he made off with cash and coins, but did not take any Scooby snacks, if you were wondering. The suspect was described well, as a white male, approximately 5'9" tall, who would yell out "zoinks."
Yes.
Yes. Authorities warned that he could get away with it too, because they're asking for help, possibly from some meddling kids. But he did get away. So as stupid as this may sound, I couldn't report on this in the Morning Moron because you dress like Scooby-Doo and you get away with it. Then, I mean, are you a moron?
I bet if you take that balaclava that he's wearing off, that mask, I bet it's the mayor.
Oh, yes. Or Old Man Jenkins.
I know, right?
Yeah. Yes. Could be Old Man Jenkins for sure. So people have posted some funny comments on social media, including, have you interviewed Fred, Daphne, Velma, and Shaggy to see if they're waiting for Scooby and the Mystery Machine?
Yeah.
Let's say instead of an ankle monitor, can we do a shock collar? Rut-row Raggy, Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? And I think someone is trying to frame Scooby. Yeah, and I bet it's the old caretaker. And finally, one more comment I'll just read. Jinkies, I bet it's Old Man Winkles, who owns the haunted amusement park. So
we're all on the same page, at least.
Yeah. I mean, is that extra gangster if you rob a store in a onesie? I mean, it's a onesie, basically, with a tail.
Got to keep them guessing. What next?
Yeah, I don't know. So there you go. That is not our Morning Moron today, but definitely be on the lookout for Scooby-Dooby-Doo. And if you do come across Scooby-Dooby-Doo, call 911 immediately, I guess. All right, so they're just doing a public service. And that's if you're visiting Alabama. I don't know. All right, let's hit the reset on the FM side. We got more, including your beef tip and music on the way from 9 Inch Nails and 3 Days Grace on Rock 102.1 KFMA. There we go. So I was like, oh, well, we don't have anything for the thing. All right, let's talk Scooby-Doo.
I loved it, though.
Yeah.
I can look up something real quick.
Go for it. Yeah. And while we do that, let's see. We did our Morning Moron, so let's share that here with you this morning. And then I'll talk about, well, I will just say, this week, I don't know if you noticed it, and I don't think you have noticed it, but I was super tired this week. Well, it turns out I got the wrong medication. I thought I was going to get testosterone. And so I started taking it, and I was like out of it Saturday, Sunday, and I'm like going home. I'm taking like extra long naps, even though I'm like sleeping like 8-9 hours. It turns out it was OCD antidepressant medicine with like major side effects. And obviously I'm pissed. I discovered it when I just kept feeling more and more ill.
That's medical malpractice.
I know. But so I had to, ChatGPT it. And with that, I just had no energy to do anything. But I'm happy to report that I recognize it. I stopped taking it, flushing it out of my system.
Good.
And hopefully we're back to abnormal before you know it. Because I'm never normal.
Especially if you're like some depression medication.
Yeah,
like you're just like kind of zombied out.
And I'm like, and I want my OCD. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, don't take that OCD. That's my superpower, y'all.
That's something that you value.
Yeah. Kid
dare
Corner.
you.
Good. Yeah, we'll talk about that in a little bit. Before that, earlier this morning, we did our Morning Moron. In case you missed it, went a little something like that. All right, man. You ever ask someone to pull your finger just to let one release?
Oh, all the time. I got a kid. It's fun.
Yeah, it's fun to do with a kid. All right. It's not fun to do on the job. In this scenario, there's someone who lost their job because they did not necessarily follow the rules of pulling the finger. The thing is, all right, you ask someone to pull your finger, then they pull the finger.
Right.
That's giving consent to fart on demand, right?
Yeah.
When that person pulls a finger. But if they don't pull the finger, no consent.
Yeah, you keep it in.
Exactly, right? So that's the general rule, all right? And apparently, a police officer named Wayne Sampson, he broke that rule. He's of the Met Police in the UK. And now it could cost him his job. At a disciplinary hearing, it was alleged that Officer Sampson asked the female cohort to pull his finger. Now, she didn't, but he still, and this is a quote, blew ass in her face anyway.
I love the Britishisms.
Yeah,
I'll
dude.
blow ass in your face.
I'm gonna blow ass in your face. Yeah, that's a quote. I'm just don't come at me. I'm just reading the quote. Now, even though the woman steadfastly refused his request, because she knew it wasn't her first rodeo.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, mate.
Hey,
Don't-
this is
Hey, man.
Australia.
Yeah, whatever. You got a good British accent?
Hello.
Hey, love. Pull my finger, love.
I pulled my finger.
And like, no, Wayne. I know what you're gonna do, Wayne. I'm not gonna pull your finger. It's in your face, anyways, mate. All right, yeah, I'm Australian. All right, anyways, during the hearing, it was also revealed that Sampson allegedly had a history of making inappropriate and discourteous comments towards the woman, including questioning her sexuality, all right, and possibly even using her phone to take a photo of one of his balls.
Wow. Okay.
This guy just all around a menace.
He's a jokester, man. It's just I'm sure everybody loves this guy.
Nah,
That
you know,
works with him.
this seems like a guy who's getting like sexually frustrated that she's not making any passes at him. So then he goes to like grade school bullying tactics.
Exactly.
Like,
That's what I was
this will
gonna
win
say.
her over.
Yeah,
If
this
I
will do it.
blow ass in her face and she gets double pink eye, she'll see me for the stud that I am.
Yeah, she'll really fall in love with me.
Uh-huh.
I'll make her fall in love with me.
Yeah. So all this is coming out in a disciplinary hearing. Now it's, it's still questionable whether or not he's going to lose his job. But with, beyond the pull my finger stunt, and the picture of his balls and the phone, everything else, it seems like he's going to end up losing his cop gig.
Yeah.
And, for that, this is why we're reporting on it. Okay. So, general rule, if you offer someone to pull your finger, they don't pull your finger. You got to hold it in. That's just how it is.
Tuck it away.
Yes. They pull your finger, then, feel free. All right. But, everything else, sexual harassment on the job, things like that. I mean, this guy, 100% just a scumbag. And that's why we got to say former officer Wayne Sampson. It's got to be today's Morning Moron, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Right. Now, before we wrap things up, Emil, pull my finger.
Ah,
Come on, pull my finger.
I'm tempted to, man, but
Like
you're gonna have to put that one away, buddy.
I'm going to explode. Sick Puppies of Rockwell 2.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. A lot of news happening in the world today. I'm going to give you just the headlines, get you caught up with some of the stuff that may slip through the cracks. Like this first headline, a family in Canada is challenging an 84-year-old woman's will after she left her $1 million estate to a male escort.
Oh, good for that dude. Huh? What did he did some? He pushed all the buttons.
Yes, he did. He's doing the Lord's work. I mean, he was so good that was a $1 million tip,
Here you go, sweetie. You deserved it.
Yeah, I know we're going to talk about the Diddy trial later. There was a name for one of the escorts. It slipped in my mind. They called him like not the D of Death, like the Destroyer or something, right? That was the name of this one male escort that Diddy would hire all the time.
Bring in a destroyer.
Yeah, he's pretty much the anchor or the cleanup hitter, if you would. It sounds like, he had a side gig in Canada as well. Destroyed that 84-year-old woman so hard, she's like, you could take everything.
Yeah, it's all yours.
So, they're challenging that. It's going to be tough to overturn.
Yeah.
So,
oh, man.
that happened this week. A new study found that too many nightmares can kill you. So, be terrified of that. People who average at least one nightmare a week are 3 times more likely to die before they hit 70.
Oh, no, man.
Yeah. Do you get nightmares often?
Yeah, I get them every now and then. Depends.
All right. Yeah. It depends if you had a stressful week or something
on
that
a
you
multitude
ate.
of things. The weight of the world, of course, and stress, but also like what I kind of like ingest before like I go to bed. I do watch a lot of like it's kind of sometimes spooky stuff.
Yeah, nightmare fuel.
Yeah, and it'll like translate into my dreams and stuff sometimes. So yeah.
Yeah, there you go. So Freddy Krueger is real. All right, this seems to be obvious to anyone, but a new study found that passionate sports fans' brains operate differently than casual viewers' brains while watching games.
Yeah, I could totally see that.
Oh, 100%.
We were just talking about that earlier with the dude at the Diamondbacks game.
Yes, they're so emotionally invested. It triggers a dopamine that enrages them or, makes them so happy when their team wins and also crushes them when their team loses. Meanwhile, the rest of us normies are just like, I lost $5 on FanDuel. Damn.
Like, dang. Oh, well.
Yeah. I'll get it back tomorrow. Parlay. Now, people from various careers are sharing the industry secrets that they think the public deserves to know. Did you ever work a gig where you had an industry secret that you would share to your friends? Like here was an example. I worked like Jack in the Box graveyards.
Okay.
And I would always tell people if they were going to get the tacos, because they're cheap tacos. But I would go in at the beginning of the shift, and this is how I was trained. Make like 100 tacos, and then just sling those same 100 tacos out through the end of the night. So if you're coming at 3:00 in the morning, you got 4 or 5 hour old tacos, right?
Aged to perfection.
Right. So to guarantee you get fresh deep fried tacos, you have to customize it in a way saying like no lettuce.
Makes sense.
Yes. And so that would be an industry secret that I would share.
Dang,
Do you have any?
Finally knew that years ago. Yeah, of course, like working at Starbucks years ago, like just don't make the baristas mad. Essentially, you're gonna get some decaf in your cup or something like that.
Yeah.
Specific things, even within radio. Hey, don't bug me so many times. Don't be a prize pig. And you might get actually more.
Yeah.
Just other little things here and there.
Less is more for sure. Well, here's some of the tips they shared. Like you should always wash new clothing before you wear it.
Yeah.
I've had girlfriends tell me this, but I'm just like, no, it's fresh. I put it on.
They just made it.
And then there isn't a larger than normal call volume. All right. So that's a scam. And people sometimes clean their underwear in the kettles in hotel rooms.
Oh, what?
Yeah, I don't know.
I guess I could see what.
Yeah,
I could see that, but ugh.
Yeah, it's gross. Yeah. All right. So there's some tips. We might even open up the phone lines if you got any industry secrets from jobs that you work in the past that you could pass on to our listeners, help each other out. All right. And according to another survey, more than 1 in 4 Americans feel like they need to make a certain amount of money to live comfortably. What do you think that certain amount of money is?
Probably at least $80,000.
You're way low.
What?
Yes, you got to double that.
Oh, yeah. I'm just thinking of like what you actually need to make to live comfortably. Everybody's thinking that they need to make like 6 figures at this point.
Yeah, they need, 1 in 4 Americans feel they need to make $150,000 or more just to live comfortably.
Wow, where are they getting like these tests from though? That's crazy.
This is nationwide, right? And if you think some cities, say, anything in California, like San Diego, San Francisco, Los Angeles, for sure, any coastal cities, you got to double that. For sure. So, it kind of makes sense. And that's on average. But if you're making $80,000 a year here in Tucson, you're a baller. You got a nice car. You're doing good.
Doing all right.
Yeah. All right. And finally, a report says that the old people smell that you get.
I know that smell, man. That's yeah, I know that smell.
Yeah. And nobody wants to get the old person smell. It's not good. All right. So if you want to if you feel like you're afraid that you might have the old person smell or you're going to develop the old person smell eventually, it can be cured by regularly eating mushrooms, especially shiitake, oyster, and button mushrooms.
Okay.
So the more mushrooms you eat, the less old person smell you like reek of.
That's why I stopped going to Sweet Tomatoes, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah, because it like every time I go, it's like, oh, that smells here, man.
You smell the old person
and
smell.
I just couldn't do it anymore while I was eating salad. So I had to leave.
But Sweet Tomatoes is the only one around.
Yeah, we have the only in the entire country.
I know. We made a song about it. It's amazing.
That's right.
Yes. And it's a video that you can see on our Instagram page. So if you want to go down memory lane, go ahead and check that out. We got it pinned to the top because we're so proud of it. All right. So there's your headlines. Let's hit the reset. When we return, we're going to give you an opportunity to win tickets. All right, we're back here. We're going to get on the air here in about a minute and stuff. So, did I give out tickets to Volbeat, to Iron Chef? I did not. So, I think I will be giving out tickets here in a little bit. Let's do wrong answers only real quick when we get back on the air. Before we do that, I will share that DJ Looney was on Bar Talk TV yesterday. Now, earlier this week, I called them out. Bar Talk TV is a podcast. They're nominated for Best Podcast of the Year for the Tucson Hip Hop Awards, but so are we. And I'm like, you're not getting it this year. So I started a beef with them. Apparently they gave a shout out, but I couldn't find it in their hour-and-a-half live stream that Looney was on. So
you just gave him another click, another like. Then.
Yeah, absolutely. Honestly, I'm like, you should vote for Bar Talk TV for Best Hip Hop Podcast. We're not necessarily a hip hop podcast. Are we a better podcast? I mean, sure, I'm going to say that.
But we're not hip hop.
That's it. Yeah. Well, we're all genres. You can't pigeonhole us. All right, we're going to talk about what's happening this weekend, but also after wrong answers only. So let's get right into that. Rock 102.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. Hanging out here with Emil and Sarah. It's time, before we get into some events that's happening this weekend that you could bring the kids out to, I want to do wrong answers only. Okay, so I'm going to ask you both a question. You're going to give me the worst answer you could come up with. Okay, wrong answers only, and then I'll let you know who I decide had the better wrong answer.
All right.
Okay.
You feel like you ready for this?
Yes.
No.
Okay. All right. Let's see. I say, what's the weirdest thing you believed as a kid that you're still kind of unsure about? Let's see. Sarah, go for it. Wrong answers only.
When you see the Thriller music video, you think Michael Jackson lives in the sewers and will come up from the circle. I fully believed that.
You still think that's part of the premise?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Okay. What do you say, Emil?
That I could be a dinosaur.
Oh, you still think you could be a dinosaur?
Oh, hey, why not? The technology's almost there. And let's see what happens with the new Jurassic World movie.
Okay. So you get like dinosaur DNA that just
maybe
like,
let's just see what happens. Just pump some of that into my veins. And maybe I might be a T-Rex one day.
I mean, you're skinny like a snake. I'm going to have to give it to you. You might
Thank
be a
you.
dinosaur. Sorry.
All right.
All right. Let's see. What's the dumbest thing you've ever Googled while drunk? I'll start off with Emil.
Oh, man. Where are the police at right now?
That's pretty dumb. Yeah.
Pretty dumb.
All right, Sarah.
Maybe not drunk, but maybe like high.
Okay.
Or can helicopter cops smell weed?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. We could give that to
And
Sarah.
yes, they can.
I mean, hell, every time I drive into Phoenix, I smell weed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they
It's
got
just everywhere.
they're growing it so much. As soon as you turn that corner on the 10, you're just like, damn, dude, when did this place turn into Amsterdam? And of course, there's some streets here in Tucson that smell the same. All right, let's see, Sarah, which fictional character do you think would be a nightmare to date?
Oh, let's see. Probably James from the James and the Giant Peach, because he's so obsessed with peaches. I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, that sounds like a man who's a fan of butt play. All
That's
right?
very true.
Yeah, so that's a good wrong answer because James would be a doll. All right, what do you say, Emil?
I would say Cruella de Vil.
Ooh.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's just like, what's her obsession with like skinning dogs and making
Yeah,
clothes out
that's
of
a good
puppies?
one.
Like, what's wrong with
She
you?
reminds me of an ex.
Same here a little bit,
yeah,
too.
absolutely. Well, I got to give that point to Sarah on this one.
Ooh.
All right, 2-1. Sarah won. Wrong answers only. Let's talk about what's happening this weekend that you could bring the kiddos out to, right,
All
Sarah?
right.
Now, Sarah on Second Hand Sara, that's the Instagram page. Just
Yes.
periods in between the words there. She's always posting great content, showing off places around the old Pueblo where you can go out and enjoy and bring your whole family. So, what's happening this weekend, Sarah?
So we got something going on at Z Street. Oop, let me turn that off. Sorry, guys. With Mr. Nature, his summer jams. They
Mr.
have,
Nature, yeah.
they have food and drinks. It's going on this Saturday from 8:30 to 10 a.m. So you definitely, and it's a free event. So definitely go check that out. Big Mr. Nature fan.
Yeah, Mr. Nature's been like an institution in this
Yes.
town for many, many years.
Yes.
Yeah, I met the man, the myth, the legend quite some time. You better watch out because Frank Powers is trying to take his gig.
Ooh.
I know. All right, what do you got here, Emil?
Oh, well, we got a lot of movies going on this weekend. We have at Saturday night, 7:45 at the Demeester Amphitheater in Reed Park. They're showing some movies. One movie, I can't think of the name.
Inside
of it.
Out 2.
Inside Out 2. Thank you so much. Oh, you got my back.
I got you,
And
buddy.
that, like I said, that starts at 7:45. It's outdoor movie time. It's
Ooh.
like, this is the time to do it too.
Yeah, Inside Out 2 just came out too.
Yeah,
you
it
know?
did.
So did you see it with your kid?
Oh, it's Emery's favorite.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so yeah, and
Big
it's
fan.
good emotional movie.
Yeah.
It teaches you about your feelings, but that's
Mhm.
going to be free. Reed Park. Have you been to any of these summer movie series yet, Sarah?
Not this year, but last year. It was definitely a big hit for us.
Yeah, I think this weekend too. I think the weather will be better than
It has
other weekends are going to
Yeah.
be. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And anything else here, Sarah?
And then I got the kids corner at the Foothills Community Markets.
Okay.
It's all kid made products. And all kid entrepreneurs.
Nice.
From 8 to 12.
Dude, I wish this was around when my daughter was a little younger. When she was going through her slime phase, my apartment complex had a makeshift like little market.
Oh.
So we set up a little table to sell her slime. and nobody showed up to the market. It was heartbreaking, right? Yeah. And she wanted to be a little entrepreneur. That's when she gave up on her dreams, and she's never dreamed again. So,
that's what did
Take
it.
her to this. Show her that you kids
she's
can do
19 now.
Oh,
and
okay.
Yeah. She's now in the corporate workforce. Yeah. So dreams had died a long time ago. But yeah,
So
make sure
depressing.
you go out to make sure your kids' dreams don't die. And there's plenty of great events that you can go to. We're going to hit the reset, be back with a beef tip after these words. Keeping the conversation moving on the podcast broadcast, youtube.com/beefvegan. Yeah, I'm still sad about that. Well, there was one woman there who was going to set up her own thing, and no customers came for any of us. And she ended up buying $1 slime
That's cool.
from my daughter. And that was good. Yeah. But
That's what it's about,
That's
though,
my
is-
feels. That's my inside out too.
Yeah, I got it.
She could be like Steve Jobs right now, but that was the day that the music died.
Yeah.
Wow.
Could have been a slime billionaire.
I know.
You know?
I know. Well, luckily the kids aren't into the slime anymore. That
Yeah,
was
remember that? Remember
a
that back in
huge-
the 90s? That the GAC?
Well, no, less than
slime.
that. 10 years ago, because the YouTube thing, they were just like, hey, making slime was all the rage. So you
Really?
would take Elmer's glue and all this shit. Yes. And so my daughter, and I had to buy so much supplies for this, glitter, everything.
Mhm.
My daughter made so much fucking slime. It was
How
just
much?
everywhere. But she wasn't the only one. All the kids around that age were just obsessed with it.
Yeah.
Slime is just never ending, though.
No.
Like the fascination with it. Then it sounds
It's-
like when I was a kid, we were going out and spending stupid money on slime.
Yes,
Yeah.
but that was pre-made slime.
That was
So
pre-made, though.
they learned that they could make their own slime, cut out the slime middleman, if
Yeah,
you will.
right.
And guess what? It's
Big
more
slime.
expensive. And if you guys think you guys are safe, no, because every trend comes back every 10
Right.
years. So your daughters will be into slime here in about 5 years.
Mhm.
Mark my words.
Oh yeah.
Slime dog millionaire.
Load up on that slime dog millionaire. That's nice. Load up on that Elmer's glue right now. Any of your kids get into the slime? Oh, see, Brian says his son still makes it sometimes.
Yeah. Emery's very much still into it.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay, so
yeah.
it hasn't gone away.
No, and then we went to a kids market where all the kids made stuff at Second Street. Shout out Second Sky. Sorry.
Okay.
Where they hosted an event like this, and Emery bought slime from a little girl who made it, and Emery to this day will can I get this specific slime? And it's like, of course you want that slime.
Yes. Yeah. The slime snobs.
Yep.
So then your daughter's going to get into it too then. It's inevitable.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
I'm cool with that. I freaking love slime. I'll do
yeah.
it. Make some oobleck.
Yeah.
You remember that stuff? It was what was it? Like baking powder and water, and it's like you can hit it and it's really hard, but then you pick it up and it melts through your hand.
hmm
It's like this weird Newtonian.
Oh, the sand thing?
No, but it's like slime.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's like a certain kind of slime.
Yeah.
Where you can pick it up, but then the second you stop, it melts almost like ice cream.
Yeah.
It's really
But you can
neat.
punch it and it's
Mhm.
solid. It's really crazy stuff.
Oh, okay. That's weird. That's, science is
Yeah.
making its way into our kids' toys.
Cornstarch and water.
There it is.
That's
Got
what it is?
That's what it
Yep.
is.
Cornstarch and water.
Super
That's
simple.
it. Huh. All right.
Put a little food coloring in there.
Look at Serpent. Serpent, the slime expert. Well, he's got a young one as well. So that makes sense too. They're just making that shit at home. Crazy. Let's pull this up again real quick. Not the bar talk stuff. We showed them enough love. And then again, go to the Tucson Hip Hop Awards Facebook page. Vote for us. Let's upset them this year. Because if I'm going to show up to the Rialto Theater to present an award, I might as well present an award to us.
yourself,
There you go.
right?
I'll tell you what, even if I don't win, I'll read it as if we won. And now what? Take that
Just
little
do it.
plastic trophy?
Yeah. What's gonna happen?
Yeah. Or if they win, I'm gonna bum rush the stage like Kanye
Okay.
and then shout out some other podcasts as the greatest podcast of all time.
I
That's
think
a
that's a good
throwback.
idea too.
Okay.
You should totally do that.
Thanks. Yeah.
I got your back.
That's good. You're like the devil on my shoulder.
Hey,
Any
I tried.
bad idea? You're like, go for it.
I just
Double
want to
down.
see. You know what? I just want to see how things happen.
Instigator.
Yeah. So a lot of
It could work
times
out well.
when I make bad decisions, I only make bad decisions to see what would happen. That
Yeah.
was my entire growing up. I'm like, I know this is I will get in trouble for this, but how much trouble? Let's see.
You're like a pioneer though, or like a social experiment.
Yeah,
kinda
an
guy.
explorer of sorts.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. The Christopher Columbus of middle school, they called me. All right, we're almost out of time. I'd like to thank you guys for listening to the show. Let's give you a beef tip before we wrap things up. A study has found that eating fruit every day helps you sleep. And so if you're having problems sleep, this study at Penn State found that even avocados might help you sleep better. But researchers, had people eat one avocado a day for 6 months. And they were surprised to find that their sleep improved.
Interesting.
Yeah, it also lowered people's cholesterol and,
Did a bunch of other good things for
which they
them.
weren't expecting. Yeah, well, we know that like avocado's like a superfood, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they say eating this fruit, avocado's technically a fruit because it has a seed. But a lot of people still consider it a vegetable. Now, I don't know if it means guacamole or if you have guacamole on your carne asada. I don't know if that will continue to help you sleep. But avocado by itself will help you lower your cholesterol and help you sleep better. And their best guess about it is all the extra nutrients that avocados have.
Okay.
So they're loaded with like fiber, potassium, folate, vitamin K,
Yeah.
all the good stuff. So if you're having trouble sleep, just load up on your avocados. Right now, they're only about $7 a piece. So they're doing pretty good.
Okay. Just take out a second mortgage.
Yeah.
Get a good night's sleep.
Exactly. All right, that's your beef tip. I'd like to thank everyone for listening. Second Hand Sara, make sure you follow her. You might be able to win some earrings in the meantime. And she's always posting great content, pointing you in the direction of fun, great places to go to and thrift shops to check out and explore. So that's second.hand.sara, Sara.
No H.
Yeah, no H.
Please.
Sarah, thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
And thank you guys for listening. Be back tomorrow to wrap things up on a Friday with Herb Stratford and Mari. Till then, Robin Nash is up next. Enjoy the rest of your day. Drive safe, ride safe, and as always, rock local. Later.
When you
Time flies by, right? I know. It's like, boo, it's already done.
Will come and end to all your grief.
All right, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.
If you've been mean or kind of bad, I will knock out all your teeth.
Babu.